Hello everybody and welcome to just a quick Readathon announcement. This is an announcement for the Week of Graphic Novels, which is just a reading project that I've done by myself a few times. I wanted to make it a little bit more of an actual readathon this year and just invite people to join me if they want to. I know a couple people have expressed interest in this, so I just wanted to share an official announcement and let you guys know when it's happening, what's going on with it, just in case anybody is interested. But basically the Week of Graphic Novels is just something that I've done where I try to read as many graphic novels as I can in a week, and I've always found it to be a lot of fun. It has always boosted my reading numbers for the year. It's always introduced me to a lot of graphic novels that I wouldn't have picked up otherwise. It's just an all-around good time, and I just really enjoy graphic novels, and I think that they deserve some extra special attention sometimes. So if you are interested in joining me, we are going to be doing the Week of Graphic Novels as a readathon. I think we can use the hashtag like TWOGN, the Week of Graphic Novels. So if you post anything using that hashtag or just post anything using the Week of Graphic Novels, I will check out your content and I will appreciate that. But for the details of the readathon, I personally love a readathon that is 8 days long because I feel like the 7-day format where it starts like on a Sunday and then it ends on a Saturday or whatever is never quite enough for me. So I wanted to do a readathon that starts on a Sunday and ends on a Sunday, so you get 8 full days versus 7. It's going to be happening at the end of September and the beginning of October, so September 26th through October 3rd. So if you have time during that week to read a graphic novel, I would love if you joined me. You really don't have to do anything special. Like if you just pick up a graphic novel during that week, you've participated. That's pretty much it. But I also wanted to include some reading challenges because personally I thrive off of reading challenges when I do a readathon. It just is like what gives me structure and like motivation to participate. So I wanted to create a list of challenges. You can double up on as many of these challenges as you want. So if you find one single book that fits all of them, that's totally fine. But I have put together a list of 8 challenges since it's an 8-day readathon, and graphic novels are pretty easy to get through. So even if you can't figure out a chance to double up on these, I think if you were to choose 8 books to satisfy the 8 challenges, I'm pretty sure you can still read them in the week. So let's talk about the challenges, and I'll also throw out some suggestions of ideas of books that I've read that I think would work well for these. The first challenge is to read a graphic memoir because I love graphic memoirs. I think that they are just such a beautiful and interesting format to tell a memoir through. Obviously, some examples of a graphic memoir are gonna be Fun Home by Alison Bechdel is incredible, and Persepolis by Marjane Satrapi. If you haven't read that book for whatever reason, just do it. Like, this is your opportunity. The second challenge is to read a book where the author of the text is a person of color. And I specifically wanted to designate the author of the words being a person of color because I feel like I personally come across so many graphic novels where a white person wrote the book and then a person of color illustrated it, which is obviously fine, and it's fantastic to read those books as well and support illustrators of color. I feel like more often than not, that's the combination I see. So I just wanted to get people to read books that are written by people of color, like the stories and the text of the books themselves. Gene Luen Yang is a very prolific graphic novel writer. Anything by him would be a good thing to pick up. And truly, there are so many. The third challenge, well, now I'm realizing the third challenge does require you to read 2 books, so you're not going to be able to satisfy all the challenges with 1 book, but at least 2, you could potentially do it. But the third challenge is to read from at least 2 different age demographics or age ranges. So basically middle grade, a YA graphic novel, potentially a new adult graphic novel, or an adult. Read from at least 2 different age ranges. Spread it out a little bit. I think that on my TBR, I'm like pretty positive I plan to read Stargazer by Jen Wang, which is a middle grade graphic novel. So that's a little teaser for my TBR. I'll be doing an actual TBR later because I have not fully figured out what I'm going to read. You could pick up Giant Days by John Allison, which is set in college. So I would consider that to be new adult, and it's a really, really fun graphic novel series. Heartstopper by Alice Oseman is a really fun YA series. And I mean, as far as adult goes, there's so many. Most superhero comics are going to be adult. Those are all possibilities. The fourth challenge is to read a graphic novel where the main character is an animal. And it doesn't have to like literally be an animal. There's a lot of graphic novels where the characters are represented by animals, such as El Defo, where all the characters are just little animals. They're just drawn that way, but it's telling a human story. And this, I think, is middle grade and also a graphic memoir. So if you haven't picked this book up, it is super, super good. Mouse is another one where the characters are all drawn as animals, but they're meant to represent humans. But you could also do like a fantasy graphic novel where all the characters are like anthropomorphized animals. I have a really huge omnibus that I didn't think to grab, and I don't even remember the name of it, but I'll put it on the screen. This is a book that I own where all the characters are like fantasy animals that I could potentially read. I also have a graphic novel about Laika, the dog who went to outer space, and that potentially could qualify for this as well. And like Laika is just an actual real life dog. So there's a lot of different options for this. But basically, if the main character is drawn as an animal, that's what you need for this challenge. The fifth challenge that I have is to pick a graphic novel that embodies a season. I just really want like whatever book you pick for this to just exude a season. An obvious choice for this would be Pumpkinheads by Rainbow Rowell and Faith Erin Hicks, which is like the epitome of autumn. It is the most fall book you will ever read, and it is a graphic novel. The Color of Earth trilogy I feel like is very spring because it's very much focused on nature and rebirth, and it just has like a beautiful like floral spring-like vibe to it. One graphic novel that I've been really wanting to read is called Blankets. It's really long and it looks extremely wintry, so that one I think would work as a winter vibes. This one, Summer, is a graphic novel that obviously works for summer. I feel like it captured summer so well. It takes place in Canada, but for someone who lives in Minnesota, I think that the lake country, northern North America vibes were done like perfectly for summer. So those are my suggestions for that, but I really want to see if people come up with other ideas because I just think that this is a very fun challenge, and I really want to know what other books people find that embody a season. Challenge number 6 is to read a book with an LGBTQIA+ main character. Pretty self-explanatory. Any book with a queer main character is fair game. I think that pretty much anything by Tilly Walden, I think most of her books have queer representation. Honor Girl by Maggie Thrash is a graphic memoir that I have read that I really liked. That is like a queer like coming of age story. Also takes place at a summer camp, so potentially pretty summary for that one as well. Challenge number 7 is to read a book with a monochrome art style. So I don't mean black and white for this. I mean a book that is an actual color, but all like different shades of one color. So again, someone that I've mentioned before, Tilly Walden, I think does this a lot. I think that This One Summer is also a monochrome book. So if you haven't read This One Summer, that book is looking like it fits a lot of these challenges. This is one that I think I'm gonna have to go to my library and just start flipping through books until I find one, because obviously if you haven't read a book, it's hard to know just from the cover if a book is going to be a monochrome art style or not. I just really, really love monochrome graphic novels, so I'm excited about this challenge. And then the last challenge, challenge number 8, is to read a translated book. Honestly, like if you're into manga, like pretty much any manga would work for this. I have really enjoyed books by Zaina Abirished. A Game for Swallows was fantastic. My Brother's Husband is a really popular Japanese graphic novel. Three Shadows is, I think, translated from French. It's really creepy and engrossing, and that is a fantastic graphic novel if you haven't read it. So yeah, that's it. Those are the 8 challenges for the week of graphic novels. Obviously, I have not presented like an exhaustive list of ideas in any way, shape, or form. I pretty much just listed like books that I've read off the top of my head that could fit these challenges. But if you have recommendations, like please leave them in the comments so other people could see them potentially, and so that I could see them as well, because my TBR has not been set yet. Basically, the goal of this readathon is to just spend a week where you try to read as many graphic novels as you can. Go out of your way to read graphic novels and make that your focus for the week. September 26th through October 3rd, it's going to be a Sunday through a Sunday, so 8 full days. And it should be really fun. I will be posting a TBR closer to the readathon when I get it figured out. Definitely should be vlogging it, and if you want to participate as well, just let me know. The Week of Graphic Novels, hashtag like TWOGN. This is just what I call it. This is what it is now. I would love if you participated, but obviously no pressure or anything. This is mostly just like a goal for me and a goal for my own reading, but I just figured it would be fun if other people wanted to participate and join me. If not, that is okay. I will let you guys know how I did with my reading during the week, and we'll see you then. That's it. Thank you for watching. Bye.